Well, shalom everyone. I'm in the train now and I'm all by myself. It's a bit quiet now. Okay, so that's why I have time and opportunity to record this video. And yeah, I have had a haircut. I became a bit tired of long hair. It took too much trouble to maintain it, so I thought, by all this trouble, I'm going flat again, as I used to be, always. And it's quite comfortable. Okay. I want to talk about ritual murder. You might think, Rashid, why are you beginning about ritual murder? Well, it's because ritual murder is what keeps the world going. I've said it. Okay? Ask yourself, what is a nation? When you think of a nation, you might think of a flag, you might think of customs, a certain language, or of the form of a country. You might think of a military also. I'm going to define what a nation is. A nation is the cohesive bonding of a community at the expense of sacrificed victims. Or let me say it more directly. A nation is a cohesive, with cohesion for, I'm going to use, okay, I'll try to use simple English words here. I'm used to using academic language, so I'll try to be more simple. A nation is people feeling bonded together, and this feeling collectively is a real thing. It's not something just imagined, but this magic that binds people together is the result of human sacrifice. It's the group collectively releasing all their frustration and all their negativity upon the victims, and you have a totem, which is how do I say it? I'm sorry, I try to use simple English words here. Okay. The totem is basically the representative of the darkness that's inside the community, and the totem is exercised by most of the time by the government or by a chieftain or a military leader or a president or a king, emperor, whatever. So the totem sacrifices a part of the community to generate this magical bond between the people. That's what a nation is. And in order for the nation to remain and to endure, that blood sacrifice needs to be reenacted. Okay, so let me give an illustration of the United States. Okay, before the Civil War, you had several states, and each state was sovereign. Each state was its own country with their own regulations, and it was only a voluntary unity in Washington, D.C. Since Abraham Lincoln, there was this plan to unify the states. Well, not everyone was happy with this, also because of what it would imply for people living in the South. So what happened? There was tension between the plan to unify the states. But not only that. In each state, there were tensions within the communities, and people were seeking ways to release the tension. So what happened? In order to generate the nationhood, they went to war. The Union against the Confederacy. And I'm not going to talk too much about the war. You can do your own research about it. The costs, the human lives that it cost were enormous. Around 1 million people died in that war. And most of the deaths were people from the South. So even though the Union of the North won politically, in the South still this Confederate nationhood remained among many families. It even remains still today, even though today it's decreasing. Why? Because all all the families that lived in the South, also the blacks, they suffered loss due to that war. And because of the loss, a negative soul tie, and let me say a negative bond was generated towards what they call the Confederacy. And because there was an emotional and mental cost, the spell worked fine upon them, worked perfectly well upon them. And so even though the Union of the North won, the Confederacy still remained relevant. And you still had groups that tried to reenact the Confederacy. Maybe I could have used better examples, but I wanted to use the example of the United States Civil War to illustrate to you that nationhood is the consequence of ritual sacrifice. Now, there are other ways to practice human sacrifice than via war. I mean, you have the ancient Greeks and Romans that used to throw people off cliffs, that you had the pharmakos ritual. But anyway, for now, understand that a nation is always the result of blood sacrifice. It's only blood sacrifice and the reenactment through rituals over the years that maintains the nation. Well, I need to get out now. I'll make more videos about this subject. And again, do your own research. I'm not claiming to have all the answers. I don't. I want you to think. Because many people, they just get along without ever questioning something. And there's another thing. Every flag you see out there of every country or province is the symbol of the sacrificed bodies that generated that nation. So every time you carry a flag of any country or of any of a province or of a city, you're basically showing your allegiance to the sacrificed to bodies, to the folk magic that keeps people together. That being said, you all enjoy your day. Be blessed.